Today, we'll practice IELTS reading scanning. Look quickly through the passage and find the answers fast. You'll have 10 seconds for each question. Let's begin. Passage 1. Here's how you find the answer quickly. First, look at the question. It asks, where did the Great Fire of London begin? The keyword here is begin, so we're looking for the starting point. Scan the passage from the beginning, because questions about when or where something began are usually answered early in the text. The first sentence says, the Great Fire of London started on the 2nd of September 1666 in a small bakery on Pudding Lane. Notice the phrase started in a small bakery. That directly answers the question, so the correct choice is B, a bakery. Let's move on to question 2. Now we're looking for the year. When the question is about a date or number, it's really fast to scan because numbers stand out on the page. So just let your eyes run quickly across the text until you see a year. In the first sentence, it says, the Great Fire of London started on the 2nd of September 1666. There's the year 1666. That matches option B. Let's move on to question 3. This time the question asks about the number of people who died. When scanning for numbers, it's easy because they stand out visually. So run your eyes quickly through the passage, focusing only on numbers. Near the end, you'll spot only 6 people were recorded as having died. That matches option A, 6. That's the last question for this passage. Let's move on to the next set. Passage 2. Let's scan for the river's rank. The keyword in the question is rank in length. So we're looking for words like first, second, third, or fourth. At the very beginning of the passage, it says, the Amazon River is the second longest river in the world after the Nile. That gives us the answer straight away, option B, second. Now let's check question 2. This question is about a percentage. Numbers are easy to scan for, so let your eyes move quickly across the passage until you spot the symbol %. In the second sentence, it says, accounting for about 20% of the planet's total river flow. That matches option C, 20%. Let's go to question 3. Now the question is asking about how many species live in the Amazon basin. Again, this is a number question, so scan for digits in the passage. In the last sentence, it says, the river basin is home to over 3 million species. That directly matches option B, around 3 million. That's the last question for this passage. Let's move on to the next set. Passage 3. This question asks for the year she won her Nobel Prize in Chemistry. To answer quickly, Scan for the keyword chemistry in the passage. It says, Nobel Prizes into different sciences, Physics 1903 and Chemistry 1911, that clearly tells us the answer is 1911, which is option C. Now, let's look at question 2. This one asks which two elements Marie Curie discovered. The keyword here is discover, so scan the passage for that word. In the second sentence, it says, her discoveries of polonium and radium advanced medical research. That matches option B, polonium and radium. Now, let's check the final question. Question 3. This question is about the cause of her death. The keyword here is death, so scan the last part of the passage. It says, tragically, prolonged exposure to radiation eventually led to her death in 1934. That directly gives us the answer, option B, radiation exposure. That's the last question for this passage. Let's move on to the next set. Passage 4. This question asks how long the full uninterrupted journey lasts. The keyword is journey, so let's scan the passage for time words. In the third sentence, it says, a continuous trip takes nearly 7 days if no extended stops are made. Here, the word trip is the same as journey. Nearly 7 days means about a week, so the answer is option A. Now, let's check question 2. This question is about the ruler when the project began. The keyword is began or initiated, so scan the first part of the passage. It says the construction of the Trans-Siberian Railway began in 1891 under the rule of Tsar Alexander III. That directly tells us the answer is C, Alexander III. Let's move on to the last one, question 3. This question asks about the geographic feature the railway crosses. The keyword is crosses, so scan the last part of the passage. It says, the line crosses 8 time zones and passes through the Ural Mountains, traditionally seen as the boundary between Europe and Asia. The Ural Mountains mark the division between the two continents, so the correct answer is C, the Urals. That's the last question for this passage. Let's continue to the next set. Passage 5. This question is about Hubble's altitude, or how high above Earth it orbits. The keyword is altitude or kilometers, so scan for numbers in the passage. Right in the first sentence it says, placed into low Earth orbit at an altitude of around 547 kilometers, that's just under 550 kilometers, so the correct answer is A, just under 550 kilometers. Now let's move on to question 2. This question asks about a discovery confirmed by Hubble in the 1990s. The keyword here is 1990s, so scan the passage for that time reference. In the third sentence, it says, and most notably, confirming the existence of dark energy in the late 1990s, that matches option B. The acceleration of the universe due to dark energy. Now let's finish with question 3. This question is asking why Hubble's images are clearer. The keyword is clearer images, so scan for that idea in the passage. In the second sentence, it says, unlike ground-based observatories, Hubble avoids atmospheric interference, allowing it to capture images with exceptional clarity. This means its orbit above the atmosphere removes distortion, so the correct answer is C, its orbit above atmospheric distortion. Great work practicing scanning today. Notice how you didn't need to read every word, you just looked for the key information that matched the question. This is exactly how you save time in the IELTS reading test. If you found this helpful, keep practicing with more passages and don't stop here. Click on my video about skimming, another essential reading skill that works together with scanning. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next lesson.